Flosstube, and welcome to my channel, 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐿 Handmade. I'm Natalie and I'm back for episode 66, and it's Saturday the 30th of November and it's just before 2 o'clock. So it's been a while since I've been to see you, hence the stack next to me. So this may be a little bit of a long one, so grab yourself a cuppa, which I've got. I apologise in advance if I cough. I've had a horrible virus which I'll talk about more in a moment. But yes, so I've got what have I got to show you today? I'm out of practice, it's been a few weeks. So I've got a gift that I fully finished. I've got a finish to show you, some whips, new starts, haul, talk about my trip to the USA, talk about my trip to Harrogate last weekend with my sister Emily, and we went to the knitting and stitching show, and just lots of stitchy goodness. So if you're here for the first time, thank you so much for stopping by, and I'd really appreciate it if you could hit the like and subscribe button. And if you're one of my returning viewers, thank you so much. So before we get going, I just wanted to show you a birthday gift that I received that I forgot to show in my last Flosstube. And before all this autumn display comes down, which will be tomorrow, and we put Christmas up on the 1st of December, I wanted to show you this amazing pillow. Now, my lovely friend Sharon, who is Magnolia Nana, she stitched this for me, and it is absolutely beautiful. I love it. And I really like the way that she's done the pillow as well. So I was due to see Sharon in September, but unfortunately I've been quite ill this year with picking up germs and things, and unfortunately I couldn't meet her, but we're planning a meet-up for next year. And so she sent this to me while she was still in the UK. And isn't it lovely? So thank you so much, Sharon. I really don't want to put this away. I think I might keep this out. And if you haven't watched Sharon's Flosstube, Magnolia Nana, you really should. And I will link her channel below. She's lovely, and she often has her gorgeous little dog Lucy. So thank you. Look at those amazing neat stitches. So yeah, so I'm glad I showed you that. So since I saw you last time, we did go over to America to stay with Donna Ray and her lovely husband Tom. And while I'm chatting, I'll put photos and things in as well. So we went on Wednesday the 30th of October. We flew from Heathrow and the flight was okay, no problem. But unfortunately, my suitcase didn't follow me. My husband's did, but mine didn't even get put on the plane at Heathrow, which was a bit of a nightmare. I was assured it would arrive the next day, but I didn't get it for 5 days. So yeah, I was in a bit of a panic, and had to go out and buy toiletries and underwear, stuff like that. Anyway, it didn't put a dampener on what was an amazing holiday. I specifically booked the 30th because I wanted to experience Halloween in the US, and well, it's at a different level. We went into Richmond on the evening because they have a certain street that is closed, Hanover Street, and all the houses are all really decorated, and there was such an amazing vibe, community spirit. It was brilliant. But earlier in the day we also went to Hollywood Cemetery in Richmond, which is massive, and it has the graves of 2 former presidents, and it was just, maybe it's a bit morbid, but I really find churchyards, cemeteries fascinating for all the different headstones. And also it was 27 degrees. I put a picture in here of me and my hubby. You didn't need a cardigan or a jacket that day. It was bizarre. It was like a summer day here, but with autumn colours, like the trees were beautiful. So Halloween was an amazing time. I'll also just mention here that my friend Donna Ray had put up her new little library just before we arrived, and I picked a new book to put in the little library. So I picked a Ladybird book, What to Look For in Autumn, and I also slotted in a Paddington Bear bookmark. And I'd only put it in the little library a couple of days and it had gone. So whoever got that little book, I hope they've enjoyed it. So also, while we were there, me and Donna Ray, we went to Liberty Hill Needleworks. There's the card. There we go, Liberty Hill Needleworks in Williamsburg, in Virginia. And we met up with Amy Loves Toads, and her friend Becky, and it was great to see Amy. And we had an amazing, I think it was about 2 hours, just looking around the store. And it always, I get a bit overwhelmed, like I did last year when we went to In Stitches. Excuse me. It is just because we don't have specifically cross-stitch shops here in the UK. When you go into one, it is like a kid in a toy store. There's just so many lovely things to see. So I'll show you here what I got. One of the first things that I spotted was these 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐿 project bags, and if you're a long time viewer, you know that I really like these mesh bags, but I didn't realise they did these little mini ones. So I picked up the lilac one because that is one of my favourite colours, and I picked up the Shepherd's Bush lamb mini bag. which shouldn't take too long because it's on the mini back. You needed to stitch it with DMC pearl cotton, which they didn't have, but I just picked out the DMC. So I've got all the threads, and I will just stitch it with either 2 or 3 threads. So yeah, I don't know when I'm going to start that. Maybe soon. They didn't have the specific button pack. I chose those ones. With the bird and the flower. So that was my first purchase with all them DMCs. And while I was over there, I went on to a UK website called One Knot at a Time, and I'll link them below. All the shops and things that I talk about will be in my description box below with clickable links. And I've seen what she makes in the Emporium in Cleethorpes. Me and Emily have been in there, and I ordered this little zipper pull because I thought it would go really lovely. So that was my first purchase. Then I picked up, I knew I wanted to get this one, the Animal Cracker series Nettle. So it's the bunny, sorry about the glare. Take it out. You've all seen this, it's the bunny with the Halloween. So that was a must that I wanted to get. Cute. And I did get a chart specifically for Williamsburg. As you go into the shop, they've got a display of cross-stitch pictures of all sort of like houses in Williamsburg, and I got the old millinery shop. And we walked down that street in Williamsburg. So this is quite an old chart, it wasn't very much at all. But I just wanted to get something to remember my trip. Ronnie Rao Designs, Williamsburg, Virginia. And I did get another chart that was planning, but that's in my whip, so I'll show you. Whilst we were in there looking around and chatting and looking at all the goodies, Megan came in with her husband, Georgia Girl Stitching, and I said to Don Ray, I recognise her, and I couldn't remember what her Flosstube was called. So we just popped over, and she was absolutely lovely, and we had a really nice chat. And it just so happened that Liberty Hill has got her charts. So I picked this one up, and I love it. And it's called Anchored in Love, and I got Megan to sign it for me. And she was like really chuffed because she said, oh, this is my first time doing this. So yeah. So Anchored in Love. Because I have got a like beach themed wall in my bathroom. I know that sounds really weird, but I'll put some pictures in here if I've got some. So it says, love is the anchor in every storm. Shine your light and guide me home. I don't know. The model was stitched on 40 count linen, Chesapeake bi-colour and cotton. I've got some blues. So I'm not sure when I will start that. It seems like a bit of a summer stitch to me. But if you don't watch Megan, 𝐥𝐤𝐤 Stitching, I'll put a link to her channel and also her Etsy shop, because she's got some really cute designs. She has got a design that I am planning to stitch, and it is 3 pineapples, red, white and blue, and the pineapples are significant for that area in Virginia. People that went away to sea, they came back and they used to buy a pineapple and put it in their window, and it was to welcome people. I can't remember what else it was for, but anyway, pineapples are significant for that area. And whilst we were in Hobby Lobby, I picked up this fabric because I am planning to stitch that, the 3 pineapples in red, white and blue, and they were having a sale on their fabric. It was amazing. So I didn't want to go to American flag, but I picked this one up. I'm not sure what it's called. I don't think I've got the selvage. Oh yes, I have. What's it called? Fabric Traditions. I think there's a name, but I got a huge piece and it was like 40% off. So I thought, I know I haven't got the chart yet, but I am planning to stitch this. So that's the selvage. But it was where their Americana fabrics were. And I'm going to make that pineapple chart into a cushion. And it will remind me of our trip to Williamsburg, to the Liberty Hill Needleworks, and also afterwards we went into Colonial Williamsburg, and we saw the governor's house. They call it the Colonial Triangle because Williamsburg, Jamestown, Yorktown were the 3 first settlements when the early settlers came over from the UK, and they were the first 3 towns. So amazing fabric. Then I saw this one, and Amy, I think you would quite like this fabric as well. This is Brother Sister Design Studio, and there we go. Now, when I saw this, I had Hello from Liz Matthews, the poppy pattern in mind, to do as like a soft finish wall hanging. And again, I got a huge piece. I think it's a yard, so massive, which I couldn't really work out because we measure in meters here. So I got those 2 from Hobby Lobby, and whilst we were in a Hobby Lobby, of course we had to go down the Christmas aisle. Oh, that blew me away. I'll put some pictures in here. It was fun. I don't know how anybody gets anything off the shelf in there because everything was put up so high. And everything was 50%, and it was only just into November. So, yeah, so everything you could think of, Grinch and everything. So, right. I picked up these from Donna Ray. She very kindly got these for me, and it's the Tombstone from Hobby Lobby, the Frankenstein one. They're quite weighty, and the reason I wanted this is because I am stitching the 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐞 Tombstones chart. I'm trying to get in my project bag. Ugh. Here it is. I showed you this in my last Flosstube. So, Tombstones by 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐞, and I am stitching this one. And I'm stitching this on a piece of 20 count 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐤𝐞. It's a light grey, and I've just got that done so far. So, as I say, that will go on here, mounted on here when it's done. And I'm keeping this in my little Notions project bag from Yasmin's Made with Love. What's the thread there? And then the other frame that Donna Ray kindly picked up for me and had ready is this little teacup. That's it. Now, there's a chart, I can't find it, it's in my stash, and it just goes over there, and it says, tea is a hug in a mug. This is a metal sign. So that'll be in my plans to stitch that next year, and then mount it on this frame. So that was my trip to the States. Another unfortunate thing, as well as the suitcase going missing, because it went on a little road trip to Memphis, Tennessee before coming back up to Virginia. My hubby picked up some horrible virus, I think, on the plane, so was quite ill when we were there, and then kindly passed it on to me and Donna Ray. And we're getting there, we feel much, much better now, but I've just got this, a bit of a tickly cough, and one of my ears is sort of blocked. I'm a bit deaf, so yeah, you wait all year, don't you? And then you go away and get ill, so right, so that was my trip to America. Amazing. And then last weekend, me and Emily, who's my sister, stitching from Gnome Cottage on Instagram, we went up to Harrogate to the knitting and stitching show. We went last year and it was amazing, so we decided we would go this year as well. This year we stayed in a little pub in a village just outside Harrogate, and when we got up on Saturday morning, well, Friday night, we noticed it was snowing, and we thought, oh, we were about 6 miles from Harrogate, but we were in a village in a dip. So Saturday morning, I'll put a photo of the two of us in here. It was snowing quite a lot, and the landlord said after breakfast, don't go now, but there's rain due later, so just come down, have a coffee by the open fire and set off a bit later. So we did. We brought our stitching down, sat near the open fire, and it was a lovely start to the day. And then we headed out to the car park and very gingerly made it out of the village onto the main Skipton to Harrogate road. And we went on, parked up and went into the convention centre. And as last year, we had VIP tickets, so we didn't have to queue, and we could hand our coats in, and by then it was raining, so they were all wet, so you know, it was really nice just to take your wet coat off and hand it in. Excuse me. And you get a voucher for lunch, a Prosecco and 4 drinks. And then we went round all the stalls. And it is massive, so I'll show you what I got there. I will come on to stitching shortly. Where have I put it? Oh, just here. Oh, no. Well, I'm skipping back to America. You can tell I haven't done this for a few weeks. My hubby got me this little bag. and I'm using it as my little sort of notions bag, and it was from Southside Embroidery, a little gift shop, and it is just perfect to put all my like spare needles, scissors and everything. I just love it. So it was on this down here, so I thought I'd show you. So one of the first things I got was this little pouch. Now, I'd seen this on Charlie Feathers YouTube channel. She was showing this because she'd done a blue coppice kit, and she showed this pouch. And I got a little business card. And the lady on the stall was absolutely lovely. And she has samplers, and Emily got this fish design scissor keep. So I got this pouch, I love it. And while I was ordering the lilac scissor pull from One Knot at a Time, I got this one, the mustard sunflower one. So I think that will go beautiful on there. So I'm really pleased to get them. I will link below Blue Coppice, their website. But these pouches are on the Redbubble website, and I'll link that as well, where you can get these pouches from. So I got that. Then I got 2 skeins of thread on the Japan Crafts stall, and I'm getting into, I don't know how to say it, I'll say it both ways, sashiko or shashiko, one of the two. It's where you do like the running stitch. So I haven't done any yet, but I've gathered a couple of kits, and I just wanted some more threads. I love that one. So I got those. Then I saw this chart that I've liked for a while, so I picked this one up. I was quite restrained this year. So that's Sweet Wing Studio Harvest Butterflies. I think it's such a sweet little chart. So I didn't get too much because obviously I got the things in America, and I'm also thinking of having, I'm not going to say a no spend 2025, but a low spend 2025, because I've got quite a lot of kits, quite a lot of charts, and I just want to stitch them rather than keep buying. Not to say I won't buy any, but I won't buy as much. And I also took along this chart that I had that I'm planning to start as my Christmas New Start. Now, I might start this Christmas Eve. And it is the Heartstring Samplery Christmas Bells Sampler. So I wanted some fabric for this, and I managed to get a piece of 18 count Aida from the Sparklies stall woods, and it's gonna wash out because I'm doing this in the afternoon and it's quite a grey chilly day, but it's got sort of pinky, slightly brown tones from the Sparklies store, and the ladies on there were lovely. one of the ladies does do a Flosstube, and you probably watch her already, but the Cheshire Stitcher. So I'll link her below as well. So that's what I'm going to start on Christmas Eve. And I'm going to use the little, I can never pronounce them, but the little spools of silk that I've got. I'm going to use the 2 greens and the grey, and then see what pinky ones I've got. I love that one. So I was pleased to get some fabric for that. And then we went to and looked on 𝐥𝐤𝐤 Creative. And on there she's got some amazing embroidery kits that are sort of literary. So Jane Austen, there was a Narnia reference one. I'll link her as well. And I got this needle minder. And of course, I had to get the Liberty Betsy red fabric. Because if you are a new viewer, we had a cat called Betsy who was a regular co-host. And sadly, she passed away last November. It's just turned a year since she passed away, and she was 23. So of course, I love the Liberty Betsy fabric, and it's a very strong magnet, and it's got a button on it. It's just very cute. I love that. She's got an Etsy shop, which I'll link, and she also had these jars, and they were very inexpensive, and they're absolutely beautiful. Look at the top. Now, I used to save my orts, my threads I snip off, and I have put them in a couple of clear glass baubles before. But what I've decided I'm going to do is I'm going to use my orts to stuff my little pillows as stuffing. So, so I'm going to keep orts in this. But that is Liberty as well. It's beautiful, isn't it? I'd like to get some more of these. I might actually message her. No, I won't, because I'm having a low spend year. But if we go to the show again and she's there, I'll get another one, because wouldn't that make a nice storage jar for buttons? So that is what I got from the Stitching and Knitting show in Harrogate. And if you haven't been before, I'd recommend going. It was great. We loved it. So, right, on to actual stitching now. So I haven't got it because I've gifted it, but I'll put a picture in here. So I stitched the Hello from Liz Matthews Old Friends chart for Donna Ray as a gift, and I stitched it on Fabric Flair Cafe au Lait 16 count Ada with a, oh, what's it called? Is it Karen Water Lilies? Yeah, I think so. Silk in the colourway Hazelnut. And I finished it myself, which I was amazed about. And thankfully she liked it. So that's one gift done. So that was great. So, and then on the plane going out, let me find it, here it is. I was going to stitch on my Mill Hill, picked out, but I wasn't feeling it, and so I decided to stitch on this chart here called the Blue Flower, Hedgehog and Hyacinth. And I used the Cottage Garden threads for the hyacinth flowers, the hedgehog and the leaf and stalk. And I started it and I finished it, which is amazing. And I'm stitching this on, this is another fabric flare, 14 count Ada in the colourway Golden. And that's my finish. And now that I've shown you this, I can post Donna Ray the chart, because I gave her the cottage garden threads because it's a little bit difficult to get them in the US. And then I can pop this in the post to her. But look at that. There's a couple of mistakes, but I can see them and you wouldn't know unless I pointed them out. And I did the variegation on, I can't remember what this colour is. What was it called? Phrase? That colour. Phrase. I did it different from the chart because they separated the threads out and did a dark bit and then to light, and I just wanted the variegation. So yeah, little hedges. And I had this piece of Lady Dot Velveteen Berry Crush, and I'm going to make this into a little pillow and back it with this, which I think will go really nice. So sweet. And I kept all this in this little pouch that I spotted at the charity shop a couple of days before we went away. I think it's a tablet pouch. It was £3, not a mark on it, and it was perfect for taking on the plane. So that's my finish. Put it down here. Then whilst we were over there, get this one out. We had a new start, me, Donna Ray and Amy, but we are also, well, Amy's finished hers, but me and Donna Ray are still stitching. I think I'm going to be last. So it's Plum Street Samplers, Float, and then Heartstring Samplery Sting Like a Bee, and we're joining them together and putting them on one piece of fabric. So I am coming up the rear with mine, and you've seen this on every Flosstube, because I tend to stitch on it when we Zoom, because we've been ill and busy just lately. We've missed a couple of sessions, but it's coming along. So I'm using all the cord 4 DMC, and I'm stitching it on a piece of Pole Stitches 14 count pearl Ada. Put that back, and this has been stored in one of my most favourite Made by Rachel bags. Cute. And then while we were over there, we had a new start, and I'm keeping it in my vinyl Lorry Holt autumn bag with the sunflower zipper pull. And we started 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐞 Harvest Friendship. The three of us started, so 3 pumpkin ladies. I chose this one, and Donna Ray and Amy said they really liked it. So Amy started with Friendship, and she's doing hers 1/1, so it would be teeny. And me and Donna Ray, I started there, and Donna Ray I think started there. So I'll show you my progress so far, and I am stitching this on a piece of another fabric flare, 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐿 16 count. And that's where I am so far. And this leaf, I don't know what it is about some patterns. Some patterns you just sail through, and then other ones are a nightmare. And this has been frogged 4 times. I think it's still wrong slightly, but I'm going with it. And the other leaves will be stitched similar to this because I can't keep frogging it. So there is my stitch, and I'm keeping my threads in this cute little Pumpkin Notions bag from Rachel, made by Rachel, that she sent me as a birthday gift in September. So I need to do a bit more on that one. What have I got down here? Oh yes, I said I was going to start this when I saw you last time, and I have. I've put a few stitches in it, and it is the Viola's kit Apple Day. And I wanted to start it while it was still autumn. And it is anchor thread on and an 18 count white 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐤𝐞. I'm trying to hurry up because it's getting later in the day and it's getting darker. So I've only got a tiny start, but look at that. So I started up in the top left. It's lovely, isn't it? Very nice chart, and I'm just going to flash the actual chart at you to show you how big and how lovely it is. That back. Right, next one, which I'm keeping in this little floral envelope, and this is ink circles. Where is the cover? There it is. Ink Circles Prairie Flowers. So this was a new release in, was it September? And I just love the colours. And the picture just doesn't do it justice. I've gone wrong slightly on this, so I need to frog it. This is the one that I took to Harrogate. So I'm using all the cordful colours, and I've gone wrong slightly around here. So I just need, I've got a hanging thread, sorry. Just need to pull it, but look at that. This is I think it's white chocolate Ada. I think it's a 16 count. So I'm using all the cordful threads, which are Classic Colourworks. They're all in there. But yeah, I'm really loving this one, and it's not as big as what I thought it was going to be, but it is very sweet and it's very addictive when you stitch it. Also in here, and I don't know when I'll start this, but I just popped it in, is a chart by Lindy Stitches, Stars Bright. And it says, we would be together, have our books, and at night be warm in our bed together with the windows open and the stars bright. And I've got some, I got this from Stitch Bunny Shop, and I can't remember what fabric this is. I'm thinking it's a fabric flare again because of the logo there. So that's what I'm thinking of stitching on. This again might be a summer stitch, because it's quite bright colours. Right, where do we go next? Oh, go to this one. So, keeping this in this bag, which I love. Does it say who it's by? Have I got a little... Hold please. Yes. So, not enough whip bags on Etsy. That's who made this bag. And in here I've got Erin Elizabeth Designs 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐞 sampler. I love this. So this isn't a new start. This is, I'd stitched on it a little bit and I've picked it back up. And at the moment I'm doing the house. I'm stitching this on a piece of 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐤𝐞, and it's the vintage country mocha, but it's the grey one. So that's where I am at the moment. So there's the child. So I've started it up in left, got this lamppost in, and I'm on the house. Yeah, it's lovely. Feeling the pull for Christmas stitching rather than autumn now. In here, oh, this is the other chart that I got from Liberty Hill Needleworks, and I also got this bag, Stitch is Gonna Stitch, and this Black Cat zipper pull. And in here is Shannon Christine Designs Key to Christmas. And I had a little star on this. And I was going to stitch it on the plane on the way back, but the turbulence was that bad that there was no way I was going to stitch on this. And I was also, I'd picked up the lurgy from my husband at that time, so I wasn't feeling the best. So I've only got a few stitches in the first tree. This one. And a lot of this has got gold. So I got some petite treasure braid from Mary at Create Nostalgia, and I just need to get some gold beads as well, but that shouldn't take too long. Famous last words. And I don't know what this fabric is. It's, I don't know, it was out of stash. And also in here, because you know what I'm like, I like to double up on my project bags, is a stitch along. And I said, oh no, I won't ever do any stitch alongs because I don't finish them. Well, of course I succumbed. No, it's not that one. Here it is. That's another. So I succumbed to the Little Dove Designs snowflakes. And I know I'm not going to keep up with this, but it is just lovely. So this is clue 1. I need to fill that tree in with some more snowflakes and do the roof. And then clue 2 has come out, and it is a reindeer and a robin. But I knew, because with stitch alongs, I'm not always sure I'm going to like the end result, and it's quite a bit of money if you get the kit and the chart. So, but with Little Dove Designs, because I've stitched so many and I've got so many in my stash, I love her designs. I knew I was going to like it, so I had to pick this up. So this arrived whilst we were in America. So that's why I haven't finished clue 1 yet. The other thing that was in this bag was this one, and this arrived as well when we were in the States. And this is really good for me. It's from the 𝐥𝐤𝐤 Stitching Company, and it's Do Not Let the Hard Days Win. Just a sweet little design. So I started stitching this when we got back, when I was feeling absolutely dreadful, and I've just got that done so far, so it wouldn't take too much more to do. Right, oh, a couple of Halloween, no, that's Christmas. So I stitched on Jardin Privé Lady Halloween, and I've got a before picture, so I'll put it in here. And this is the chart. And if you remember, I'm doing this with the Cotton Guardian Thread Storm. And this is where I've got so far. So this is the thread that I'm using. And this is where I got to. So I did quite a bit more of this. So I put in the bat, the cobweb, the spider. I finished off this motif here. Went down, put the R, S and Q in, and I put this one, and so we're heading down towards the cauldron. That's it. So this might go away until next year now, unless it calls to me to stitch on, but I love using those threads. I'm not sure what this fabric is. It's a 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐤𝐞. I think it's a 16 count vintage country cream, and it's with the thread you get like a sort of subtle mottling. In here, I must take this out, because this might be a start, I'm not sure. I've got another A Sweet Wing Studio, Let Us Adore Him. And I've got the woodland, what is this? 16 count woodland Ada to stitch it on the cord for. It is actually darker than that. It's more like this colour. So I'll leave that out of that bag, because that might be a new start. And then finally, I had Stitch Club this morning at the library, and it was great. There was 12 of us that came, and it was lovely. And I went around the table and had a look at what everybody was stitching on. Some great stitches. I'll put a photo in here of Lynn's stitching set, which blew me away, her little 𝐦𝐵𝐵𝐞. Amazing. So I thought that I would stitch on something festive while I was there. So I took along the WIP Prairie Schooler for 12 Days of Christmas. So I've done number 1, I'm on 2 turtle doves. I didn't get a great deal of stitching done because I played mum and gave out the drinks and chatted to people and had a look what they were stitching. So that's where I am. So I managed to get the turtle dove's body in. So I think I'm going to keep this out today. Put a few more stitches in. And I think this is another fabric flare. I've got a feeling it might be autumn leaves. So yeah. So that's what I stitched on at Stitch Club. So the only other thing to show you is my stitchy gift for my sister. So Emily, if you're watching this, I'll say goodbye to you now. Hope she's gone. And if you're a long-term viewer, you'll know that I'm stitching out of this book. And I am stitching, I need to put a post-it, no, I say that every week, don't I? Or every Flosstube. I'm stitching Summer Style. Now, I didn't take this to America. And then when we came back, I was ill for at least a week and a half. So I am a little bit behind, which I have told her. I've done all these bits. I need to do the shirt, finish off one of the wedge sandals and finish the dress. But I didn't anticipate in the dress how many colour changes. I do love it though. And as I say, every time, if you haven't got this book, you definitely need to get it. So really I need to stitch on this a bit more this afternoon before I pick the 12 days up. So that's where I am. And I do really love this. So I managed to get down on her dress last night. I counted down to the bottom. So I need to carry on with this today. And just finish off the sandal and put the blouse in. So I need some consistent days of stitching to get this done. And I think I'm going to frame it myself, I think. Yeah, we'll see. Also on here, I forgot I'd started this. It's a huge piece again. Is this one. This is from the Stitchery, and it is Count the Blessings sampler. It's lovely, isn't it? So it says, count your blessings by the flowers, never by the leaves that fall. So that came, and I thought, oh, I'm just going to start a bit of startitis. So I've just done a little bit. Excuse me. But I do definitely need to focus on Emily's gift. Because I need to get that done for Christmas. I've already decided what I'm going to stitch her for her stitchy gift for next Christmas, and I will show you that next time. But it's lovely, isn't it? I think this is 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐞 Vintage Country Cream as well, and it's using all the called for DMC. The reason I'm stitching in this is because she's a summer girl. She absolutely loves summer. So keep that out so that I can get back to that dress this afternoon. So I think that's all I've got to show you today. So that's an hour. I hope you, if you managed to stay with me to the end, thank you so much. Just have a quick drink. I really appreciate you being here, and I really appreciate being able to show you what I've been working on. And I hope to be back because myself, Donna and my sister Emily, we do a version of Jessie Marie Does Stuff 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐿. We do 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐵𝐿. And we choose one project each month to work on. And our hubbies spin the wheel, so spin the number. And lovely Amy from 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐿, she's going to join us in 2025. I've already chosen what projects I'm going to be working on. So I think I'm going to be doing a little Flosstube extra, perhaps next weekend, to show you the 12 projects that I am going to be stitching on for 𝐦𝐨𝐵𝐿. And this year, rather than last year, no, next year rather than this year, I haven't put like specific targets. Like this year I put stitch 1,000 stitches or stitch 50 stitches a day, and I just couldn't keep up with that. And so I've just decided just to put the project in the month. And I'm also decided to pick 5 projects that are halfway done or 3/4 of the way done that I definitely want finishes on. So 5 whip finishes list. And I'll show you that as well, because some of them aren't on the 𝐦𝐨𝐵𝐿 board. Because it would be nice to have a few finishes next year, because you know what I'm like, startitis, see all the things. But with my low spend year in 2025, I just want to focus on stitching from stash and really appreciating and being grateful for the things that I've already got. So I think also that sort of came about a bit like when I lost my suitcase. I hadn't got my things for 5 days, and then when I got them back, I was like, oh wow. You know, I need to really appreciate what I've got and not always be seeking the new shiny thing, which is difficult when the designers bring so many lovely charts and things out. So as I say, I'm not having a no spend, but I'm just having a low spend. So say at market, I just pick 1 chart instead of picking 5. So, because they'll always be there. You know, it maybe not in physical form, but you can get PDFs, so they'll always be around. I just need to get off that treadmill of I need to get them all and all at once. So anyway, I'm rabbiting on now. So I'll love and leave you, and hopefully I'll be back next weekend with my little Flosstube extra. I'll be doing it earlier in the day because it's getting really dark here now and the lighting is rubbish. And also just say that Percy and Simon, the ragdolls, they're okay. They were looked after amazingly by Helen, our pet sitter. I'll pop a picture in here. So yeah, they're fine. I think they're upstairs asleep on the end of the bed. Bless them. I did miss them while we were away. So anyway, stop rabbiting, say goodbye. So until next time, stay happy, healthy, and enjoy your stitching, everybody. Bye.